Well, hello and welcome to the Pastor's Study. I'm glad that you took some time to stop by today. You know, all of us have individuals in our life that cause us to cringe, or a challenge to us, sometimes are even extremely difficult to deal with. Solomon gives us a way to deal with them, but it's not a way that we typically like to deal with people. He tells us in verse 21 of chapter 25 of Proverbs, he says, if your enemy is hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them something to drink. And he's saying, come on, Pastor Ray. You've got to be kidding me. I want God to settle up the score. And I certainly don't want to be the one to show them kindness. But listen what Solomon says will happen. He says, for you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Reaching out and showing kindness, showing that you care for the individual, will have a positive effect from the Lord upon you. Now, you know, you'll make them agonize. I think that's what he's talking about when he says, you know, they'll have heaps of burning coal on their head. You know, they'll be uncomfortable because they're the ones who've been trying to get you, and rather than you getting even, which is what the world expects. You know, the world says, I push you, you push me. I hit you, you hit me. That's what the world says. But God says differently. They make it difficult, then they're hungry, you feed them. They make it difficult and they're thirsty, you give them something to drink. You put it in the Lord's hands. The Lord will watch over you. The Lord will reward you for your actions because you are doing what Christ himself would have done. You are doing what he commands you to do, to show kindness in their time of need, to show care. He says, you know, there are things that belong. The north wind brings forth rain. You know, he's talking something in Israel that everybody would have understood. Wind coming out of the north would have brought along with it most likely rain. And he says, and a backbiting tongue brings about an angry countenance. So think about it. You know, rather than trying to get even, rather than backbiting and bringing up anger, why not show kindness and love to your enemy today? Till next time, the Pastor's Study. Goodbye, and may God